because the losses, unfortunately, are starting to add up now for Kansas City. The NFL does not care how close your games are. If you lose, you are out of the postseason, and the Chiefs right now are cutting it really close. They sit at 500 on the season. They're third in their division. Their last two games have been losses to the Broncos and Bills, and now they have the Colts on deck. Yet, the Chiefs still have a 54% chance to reach the postseason entering Sunday, with ESPN Bet still giving them the third best odds to win the Super Bowl at plus 800. However, of the 989 teams to start the season 5-5 in the Super Bowl era, only 9% of those teams have reached the playoffs and only 2 have made it to the Super Bowl. Odds are not in Kansas City's favor, although it sounds like, according to Vegas, not necessarily. And so now we ask this question: what is more likely? I'll go to you first here, Mad Dog. Is it more likely that Kansas City misses the postseason entirely or goes on a run to the Super Bowl?
Well, the Super Bowl is too tough, so I'm not going to say that because they'd have to win 3 games on the road to do that. But one thing about Kansas City so I would say more likely they're going to miss the playoffs. Now, the one thing about Kansas City that's interesting, they have bad tiebreakers. They lost to Buffalo, so if they tie with Buffalo, they're out. They lost to Jacksonville, tie with Jacksonville, they're out. They've already lost to the Chargers, so that's a problem down the road. Now, so that means they got to get to 11 because you got to figure some of those teams are going to get to 10 wins and they're going to lose tiebreaker. So if you look at it from the standpoint of how do they get to 11, that means they got to go 6-1. They play the Colts, Dallas, Tennessee, the Raiders, San Diego, Houston, and Denver. San Diego, Chargers.
Yeah, I know.
Denver.
Yeah.
Denver and the Chargers are at home. So they have to be, there's their schedule. Stevie, you could take a look at it, Swagoo. They're going to have to go 6-1 out of these 7 games. Do you see them going 6-1? I think it's possible. But I think the Colt game is the most, obviously they got to beat the Colts.
Yeah.
I think they will because I don't trust Daniel Jones in that situation on the road. So I think they will get on a little roll. 6-1. You got to have confidence in Mahomes. I'll gamble that they go 6-1.
But you said miss the postseason.
Well, you gave me a ridiculous choice. Super Bowl or postseason. If you gave me playoffs or missed, I would have gone playoffs. You said Super
Mad
Bowl.
Dog.
Okay.
Mad
That's
Dog,
a
you
little
waffling.
different.
So he teetered the line.
Mad Dog.
Go ahead, Swagoo.
Mad Dog, just answer the question is miss the playoffs or reach the Super Bowl. Which one is it going to be, damn it? You went through the schedule, the 6-1 at home. Nobody wants to hear that. Just answer the question. Are they going to miss the playoffs or more likely to reach the Super Bowl? Which one is it, Mad Dog?
Yeah, miss
Super Bowl.
Oh, nice flip. So now it's the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Swagoo.
Okay.
Go ahead, Swag.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's me. Super Bowl. I think this team can go 6-1. Look, the losses that Kansas City have had, which we made a lot about, which matters, is close games, 1-score games. And I just refuse to give up on Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and this team's history and how they've been able to play and turn it on football-wise, not to be able to win every game that we just showed on that schedule. That schedule is not difficult. Dallas is. Coming off the Dallas schedule with the next 3 weeks of games and going to Kansas City, all of those games are winnable for KC. And I think here's the thing too, like we've never seen. Think about this, Stephen A. I'm going to be short. We've never seen a desperate Kansas City Chiefs football team. We've never seen this team go into stadiums with must wins in the last 9 years, 7 years, or whatever it may be when they were dominating their division and dominating the conference. So I'm interested to see the response, and I have to believe that there is going to be a significant change in how they play and how they go about playing games down this stretch, knowing every single game could determine if they get in the playoffs or not.
Well, I agree with you, and my answer to
me.
this question is Super Bowl for me because I can't imagine Patrick Mahomes missing the playoffs. Matter of fact, Travis Kelce needs to motivate them even more by telling them this is it for him. He about to retire, get married, and live his life. That's what he needs to tell them. This is it. This is swan song. Don't let me go out like this. Give them extra incentive. That's what the hell he need to do, okay? Taylor Swift, go out there and make a song for him. You understand what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. This is what it's all about right here. All hands on deck. This is what you got to do. Kansas City, could they go 6-1? Absolutely, they could go 6-1. We know who they are. We know what Patrick Mahomes brings to the table. They haven't had much success running the football, but I watched Kareem Hunt averaged 4.5 yards a carry the other day against Denver. Why are you throwing the ball 45 times but only running it 14 times? That's got to change. You've got Hunt with Pacheco, with Rashard Smith. Figure out a way. Throw some damn screen passes. Use Smith to exercise and open the field up a little bit more. He's got that kind of ability, okay? You got Hollywood Brown. You got Rashee Rice, who's a #1 receiver. You got Thornton. You got these cats. You got people to throw the damn football to, okay? You just got to figure it out, because when I look at Kansas City and the troubles that they had defensively, it's because they were tired, because the offense wasn't doing nearly as much as it should to keep them off the field and a little bit rested so they could go out there and do what they're capable of. Their defense is not awful. So when you look at it from that standpoint, it really comes down to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes figuring out what the hell to do, not just to score points, but most importantly, to spell for their defense so their defense got some fresh legs and they could go out there and they don't look gassed come fourth quarter time because the offense spent far too much time coming off the field because they weren't getting things done. So, again, we haven't seen Kansas City be what it's supposed to be, but we also haven't seen Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and these guys backs up against the wall during the regular season. We're going to see that now. I think they respond in kind. This is their last stance right here. You understand? They can't afford to lose this game to the Colts. They cannot afford to do that. You know, they can't lose at Dallas, okay? Thanksgiving. They can't do that, okay? Their backs are against the wall. This is a foreign position for them to be in, but they are in it. I think they respond the way champions do, and they remind everybody who the hell they are.
I heard Andy Reid say, I think it was yesterday in a press conference, like, we're calling the run plays, but, and I'm paraphrasing, in today's game, they get changed. So it's not for lack of trying to not run the football. It's just not working out the way they want to. Let's go to the association because
you're definitely not. We'll go definitely not. But I'm hoping that they still have a bad week this week against the Colts. But this team, I think they are just a breath away from being extremely explosive offensively. This is still it's a well-coached team. I think Spags and the defense continues to find their way. They haven't closed out some games I thought they would have, but this is still a team that is vet-led. They got a lot of players who have been here before. I think they ultimately turn it on and make the play.
If they lose this game to the Colts, Jeff, they're in real trouble. Look at this number, okay? So in the Super Bowl era, teams to start 5-5 or worse, 989 of them. Only 9% make the playoffs. 2 of them total have made the Super Bowl. Only 1 of them won it. Coming off of another tough loss to Denver, this is what Andy Reid had to say about why his team throws the ball so much.
We're calling quite a few of the RPOs. So yesterday they were giving us opportunities to throw the football. So we utilized the opportunities there. And those things end up being as good as a run for you. We're getting 4+ yards and you go with it. And but the runs are being called. It's just, sometimes they get turned into passes in today's world.
So here's the bottom line. We can do a lot of silly stuff on the show sometimes and try and have fun. But we also sometimes can teach you a little bit about football because you taught it to me. I interpreted those remarks when I read them yesterday as Andy Reid is suggesting that he's trying to call runs and Patrick Mahomes is checking out of them. You're telling us that's not at all what he's saying. No. What is he saying?
Yeah, so the RPO is a run-pass option. So when Mahomes is walking to the line of scrimmage and they're in their formation, they understand their personnel group, the defense gives you a look. And their run might be predicated on the alignment of the 3 technique or where the Mike backer is or where the defensive end is. And so that play would check into a run. And then they can have some where the nickel is walked off or the linebacker is in a bad place for the receiver to make coverage. So that play checks into a pass. What he's saying is that defenses are giving them passing looks. So they're kind of baiting you into throwing those quick passes, which he's saying that's equivalent, right? The 4 yards, and that is the same as a 4-yard run. What I would tell you, the difference for me as an offensive lineman is there's no physicality in the RPO, right? Unless you're running the ball down, and it's a call it, run it, we're going to run in between the tackles, a 4-yard pass outside is not the same. It doesn't fatigue the defense. So there's some things there where I would appreciate more call it and run it as opposed to this.
To Jeff's point, I think it's smart to try to get in the best play for